Hey class, it's Didier Reyes. I will be doing my informative speech on the benefits of stretching. What is stretching? So there are a lot of people that don't really know the definition of stretching or what it really is. A lot of people that I know can't really name a stretch or perform a stretch because they never even done it or they don't usually do it before hopping into a physical activity or exercising. So there's some pretty useful information. Stretching is the process of placing particular parts of the body into a position that will lengthen or elongate the muscles before an exercise or any physical activity. That physical activity doesn't really have to be like something of high performance or anything like that. It can simply be a run or a jog. Doesn't really have to tie in into sports as much. These are some examples of stretching. I'm familiar with a lot of them. A lot of people, I'm pretty sure, know these common stretches. Why is stretching so important? Stretching keeps the muscles flexible, strong, and healthy. We need that flexibility to keep our joints in motion. Without stretching, your muscles shorten and become tight, which leads to cramps, joint pain, strains, and muscle damage. Me being an athlete, specifically a soccer player, stretching is really what keeps me going while playing the game. Without stretching, I feel like I'm heavy, I feel tense, I feel like I get tired way easier, I feel like I can't move around as quick. So stretching really helps my muscles start going, I guess. It really helps them make them strong. I feel a lot better when I stretch before a game. You need that flexibility in your joints in order to feel like you can actually move around as much. Without stretching, I feel like it does play a part in your game, specifically soccer, because you can't really move around, like I said, as much as fast. It does lead to cramps. I've experienced it, joint pain, strains, and muscle damage. A lot of people that don't really stretch, it haunts them in the future with arthritis. I know a lot of people going through it, and it's not really worth it. So this is key on why stretching is important. Please do so. This is just an example of muscle pain, soreness, tightness in the knee. There is a joint on the knee, so that's what he's holding right there. A lot of stretches that I know all fall under two categories, and these are the two types of categories. There are static stretches that are performed without movement. Then the other type is dynamic stretching, which is performed with movement. Like I said, me being an athlete, being a soccer player, what helps me the most is dynamic stretching because it really keeps the muscles going. It keeps you moving. You're not stationary in a simple place. Me being on the field, having to move around everywhere, dynamic stretching really helps me a lot. So that's my go-to stretch. These are examples of static stretches. You got your shoulder one where you just reach straight up, your triceps, your chest where you just move your arms back, your lower back where you lay down on the floor, twist your body, your groin stretch where you kind of get into like a straight position, you lean over to the right side or to the left side, your quad stretches where you stand straight, you lift up your quads, you hold on for a couple seconds. Dynamic stretches. Like I said, me being an athlete that I am, I decided to go with these pictures because it really shows the dynamic stretches that I do, such as leg lifts, there's butt kicks, there's high knees. All my athletes in the class, you guys know what I'm talking about. For those who don't, dynamic stretches is simply, like I said, stretching in motion, keeping the body going, keeping the muscles moving, not being stationary. The benefits of stretching, they really improve your performance in physical activities. Like I said, soccer, stretching really helps you perform. So that's a key pointer right there. It doesn't really have to be in sports, like I said. It could be running, it could be jogging. They decrease the risk of injuries. They help joint movement and improve flexibility. It enable muscles to work most effectively. This picture just simply displays like the high performance you can get to if you really stretch good and know what you're doing. This is what I like to see, what I feel when I stretch good and play before a game. I feel like I can be this high tense, have that mentality. But then again, there are risks of not stretching or not stretching the right way. As said earlier, if you don't stretch before performing a physical activity, you're more than likely to pull something and chances of getting an injury increase. You can hold a stretch for too long and eventually worsen your performance because you can get muscle soreness. So make sure you know your body and your limits. As said there, when I say know your body and your limits, me being an athlete, like I said again, I've been playing the sport for 15 years. I have a pretty good knowledge on what my body is capable of and what I'm capable of and how far I can push myself and what are my limits. For you guys or for anybody else watching this video, it's extremely important to know your body and know your limits. You can't be doing a stretch for too long because then again, it does increase muscle soreness. You will feel it. It will slow you down during your physical activity. So please make sure you don't really, how do I say this, push yourself as hard. It's just a stretch to get you ready for the physical activity you're about to do or exercise. So please keep this in mind. Stretching overall is really important to do. I hope I helped you guys out a lot with this. For my athletes, for my non-athletes, I hope this is some valuable information. Thank you guys for listening. Stay safe, guys.